Jenny, Melissa, Dave, Zim, Ing, Brad. Yep, I'm all calling you out. Stewie, Bob. I don't know where my groom is. I'm just trying to help my brother.
I'm going to give a little presentation about Mary, so...
Stu, Bob. That's you, Stu, and you, Bob.
That's as much as I've got.
Come on downtown.
That's as much volume as I've got. So hopefully...
What are you, sister?
Now, I think if you guys want to come closer, I do have images that if you want to see the images, then I suggest you come closer. If not, that's okay. So...
Maid of honor.
I am.
Maid of honor.
Well, let me wait for everyone to get Mary, do you need your lip gloss? Are you sure?
Bring it over.
So if everybody wants to come around, I'm going to give a little presentation. Thank you. Thank you very much. Nice to see you, Mary. So, it is said by some that the person that you will know longer than anyone else in your life is your sibling. And if that's true, then I am so lucky to stand here today and say that Mary is my sister. Now, sorry, this is going to be an emotional speech too. So, for an hour and a half, so I hope you're not hungry, by the way. So, anyways, but Mary and I have an incredibly strong bond, and you know, for me, just to be sitting here today as her maid of honor on the eve of her wedding, or how she likes to say brother of honor, it's quite an honor, and I think it's a really cool thing. So, sorry I wasn't planning on the emotion. This is crazy. But it hasn't always been rainbows and lollipops for us. And Mary and I have had our shares of ups and downs, and, through good communication, understanding, laughter, Mary and I have really perfected the sibling relationship to an art form. But Mary and I are no artists. And in fact, only precise science can really help us understand the depths of Mary and Adam, to the far reaches of our relationship, into the depths of the science of siblings. So we're going to take a little journey here to understand our relationship through the science of siblings. Now, every journey begins, with the beginning. So as we have here, sorry, I wasn't planning to win, the creation. Mother meets father. Mother and father get married. Mother and father buy a house. And on November 7th, 1979, the birth of Mary. This was a glorious time. This was the reign of Mary, a time of adornment, a time of love, a time of affection. It was a Mary-centric universe for which all things revolved. But it would be short-lived. And to understand that, we first must look at something else. We must look at the model of a new parent. So, as any new parent starts off, it's all an unknown. They're operating under more of a fear to confidence ratio, and so you get parents that are overprotective or obsessive compulsive about keeping things clean. They're just those weird people. But they do that because, of the fear they don't want to make a mistake. But that fear exists, and what that does is it also inhibits natural instinct. And when you inhibit that natural instinct, you're going to have problems and, you're going to make mistakes. So all I'm saying is that over time, you begin to learn that you can be a better parent. That makes sense. Understanding they can do better over time, that makes sense. It's the new parent. Now, if you look at another correlation, now when they make these mistakes, they manifest themselves into the child. And as the child grows older, it starts representing all those mistakes. So the parent, so that child becomes, the cuteness level factor becomes lower. So with those things to keep in mind, at the lowest point of the cuteness level in the child, and also the understanding that they can do better over time, the parents have a decision to make. Should we reverse engineer all the mistakes that we've made? That's a lot of work. Or should we just have another child? Now, that's what my parents had the decision to have me. But before I move on, I would like to make a shout out. Because if this is true, then I would like to say to all the only children out there, Keep up the good work. You guys knocked it out on your first try, and you satisfied your parents. So good for you. Well done. But my parents made that decision. And 9 months later, on July 26, 1982, the day the stars, the moon, the galaxies all aligned for just a split second, the birth of Adam. The birth of man. Now, I was very young at this time. I didn't really remember what was going on, but I had an artist make a depiction of this day. Now, here's me in my crib. He is so cute. He's so sweet. Here's Mary in the car. Hello? Now, this is a very important thing to understand, because I know if you're the oldest child, your parents probably tell you some nonsense. Oh, we just wanted to have a little brother or sister for you to play with, to have a little friend or a buddy. That's not true. They want to have another child because they simply think they can do better. And that is the driving fuel. You need to understand this, people. This is the driving fuel for one of the most important concepts in the sibling relationship that you can possibly have. And that is of sibling rivalry. Now, sibling rivalry is the, flows in the bloodstream of all children, fighting and reminding them to fight for the affection of the parental unit at all times and sometimes at all costs. Hey, that's my bike. So, but this is a pretty big concept, and how is that supposed to manifest itself into a child so small, into something so innocent? Well, first we must look at the resources that we have to work with. Now, here's me, the epitome of cuteness and sweetness, wrapped in an angelic blanket of love and sweet pure innocence.
It's so true.
But this is the power that Mary has. This is the power of omnipotence, because Mary is the only person that I know. And anything she tells me is going to be true. I don't know any better. This is Mary's world, so whatever she says is going to be the truth. So let's see that reflect itself in our history. So I take that in consideration, and I've made a little chart. If it's true that all things that Mary says equals truth, then here's a graph of the vindictiveness of Mary against the potential for lasting terror. As you can see, the maximum amount of potential for my lasting terror equals the vindictiveness of Mary. That's right, everybody. This wasn't funny. This was on May 19th, 1986. This was the day, right, Mary, that Mary told me there was a witch under my bed. Now, I was just mortified because, you know what? She made a really good case. The logic was there. Adam, I'm double jointed. I didn't know what double jointed was. Obviously, our fingers could only swell up because as we slept and our hands dangled off the side of the bed, the witch bit them. But Adam, I'm only telling you this because I love you and I don't want to see you get hurt. Because when you walk to bed at night, she'll grab your ankles and pull you under. So began the run long jump into bed for the last 10 years.
It's true. It's actually shot.
December 19th, 1990. Time of Christmas, the time of cheer, the time of family and togetherness and love and tradition. This was also the time that Mary told me Santa Claus does not exist. As you can see, here is my happiness over time. I believe in Santa. Mary tells me Santa does not exist. It drops. But it's okay, there's redemption to this story. Because at this stage is where Mary shows me where all the presents are hidden, and we open them all. So my happiness eventually went back to equilibrium.
Mary, you're awesome.
Yeah. Santa forever.
Easter, 1994.
Oh, no.
Now, I'm a little older, I'm a little wiser, I can handle more abstract concepts, and I'm a little more savvy to Mary's ways, but so is she. And that's why, during this Easter, she was able to do something. She was able to convince me that I was adopted. So here's me, and here are my parents. Are they my parents? I don't know. But again, you can see my happiness over time dramatically decreases. But there's another thing to point out here. You see, the period it takes me to regain my equilibrium of happiness takes a longer time. That's because Mary used another power in her arsenal. She used the power of peer reinforcement. She coincided the story with my cousin Brian. And now 2 people are telling me I'm adopted. It has to be true. So thanks a lot for that, Brian.
Thanks, cousin. Nice.